What if I told you your body wasn't built to sleep in one block? For most of human history, we slept twice a night. Before fire, night was pure darkness. Predators ruled it. Humans could only hide and wait. For millions of years, our ancestors' nights were short, tense, and shallow. Sleep was a risk, not a comfort. The dark had teeth. Every rustle outside the cave could mean death. Rest was never fully safe. Then, around 400,000 years ago, something changed forever. A hand held a spark, a flame caught. Fire didn't just cook food. It pushed back the dark, carving a small circle of safety into an unsafe world. Inside that circle of firelight, humans could finally close their eyes without fearing what watched from the dark. And in that new safety, something strange began happening to the human body's sleep itself. Historians call it segmented sleep, 2 distinct sleeps each night separated by a quiet hour of wakefulness. First sleep began shortly after dusk. The body sank down, deep and heavy, for 3 or 4 hours. Then, close to midnight, the body would surface, not from fear, but gently, almost like waking from a nap. This hour of quiet wakefulness had its own name across cultures. In Old English, they simply called it the watch. During the watch, no one panicked about being awake. It was an ordinary, expected part of every single night. Some used it to pray. Medieval prayer manuals even included specific prayers meant only for this hour. Others talked quietly with a spouse in the dark. Old letters described this hour used for conversation and intimacy. Some simply lay still, turning the day over in their minds, half awake, half dreaming, fully at peace. Others got up completely. They stirred the fire, checked on animals, or walked to a neighbor's house nearby. Physicians of the time believed this waking hour served a purpose, time for the body to digest and the mind to settle. After roughly an hour, drowsiness returned. The body slipped into second sleep, deep and unbroken until morning light. This wasn't rare or strange. It appears in diaries, court testimonies, and literature, across centuries, across dozens of languages. A French physician in 1594 casually mentioned laborers timing chores by first sleep, as if everyone already understood. Court records from 17th century England describe witnesses waking between their first sleep and second sleep to hear noises outside. Even Homer's Odyssey references a similar rhythm of nighttime waking. The pattern may stretch back further than written history. For thousands of years across cultures who never met each other, a night simply meant 2 sleeps, 1 quiet hour between. But something was already reshaping the night, one small, flickering source of light at a time. As humans mastered fire more fully, they began stretching its use, not just for warmth, but to hold back bedtime itself. Oil lamps and tallow candles let people stay active after sundown. Light became something you could carry and control. Then came a turning point most people never learn in school, the arrival of the public street lamp. In the 1600s, cities like Paris and London began lighting their streets after dark for the very first time. Suddenly, night wasn't only for hiding indoors. It became a space for work, for meeting people, for staying up later. Historians mark this as the beginning of the end for segmented sleep. Artificial light was quietly colonizing the dark. Coffeehouses stayed open past sunset. Taverns filled later into the evening. The boundary between day and night began to blur. But the real disruption was still to come, and it would happen in less than 200 years. In 1879, a glowing filament sat inside a glass bulb. Thomas Edison's light did something firelight never could. Electric light was cheap, bright, and endless. For the first time, humans could turn night into artificial day. Bedtimes crept later and later, and as they did, something had to give way. The hour of quiet wakefulness. The 2 sleeps slowly merged into one long forced block. This became the new normal within just a few generations. By the 20th century, almost no one remembered segmented sleep had ever existed at all. It vanished from memory. It wasn't until the 1990s that a psychiatrist named Thomas Wehr rediscovered it, completely by accident, in a sleep lab. Wehr removed volunteers from artificial light for weeks at a time. Within a month, their sleep split in 2, on its own. The ancient rhythm hadn't disappeared. It had simply been buried under a century of electric light. This discovery reframed something millions of people experience but rarely question: that sudden wake-up in the middle of the night. That 3 a.m. moment, the one that feels like insomnia, might actually be your body reaching for a rhythm it remembers. Some sleep researchers now believe certain modern insomnia isn't a disorder at all. It's a mismatch between an ancient body and a modern night. Our ancestors didn't fight that midnight waking. They simply used it calmly and let the second sleep arrive on its own. Which raises an uncomfortable question about the way we live now. Did we solve a sleep problem or quietly invent one? For 300,000 years, fire regulated human rest. For the last 150 years, electricity has been rewriting those rules entirely. The candle taught humans they could push back the dark a little. The light bulb taught them they could erase it completely. And somewhere in that transition, the quiet hour our ancestors prayed in, talked in, and rested in, simply disappeared. Today, if you wake at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep, you're not broken. You may be remembering something very old. For most of human history, that hour belonged to someone, a private, unhurried space between two sleeps. No phone lit it up. No clock demanded anything from it. It just existed, quietly, in the dark. Maybe the fix isn't another sleep aid or another app. Maybe it's permission to lie in the dark and simply be awake, unafraid. Fire gave humans their first watch over the night. Electricity took that watch away, replacing it with one long block of sleep. But your body, it turns out, still remembers the old rhythm, waiting quietly for the dark to ask something of it again. We didn't just invent the light bulb. We rewired something 300,000 years old without ever meaning to. So the next time the clock reads 3 a.m., maybe don't reach for your phone. Maybe just lie there in the old dark. Somewhere between the campfire and the light switch, we lost a piece of the night. It's still down there, waiting. If this changed how you think about sleep and the dark, you know what to do. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.